Bitcoin has officially broken over $30,000. We haven't been back at this level since May of 2022, or about a single year ago. That begs the question, is the bull market back on? What is going on, Cardano Nation? Welcome back to the official Dapp Central YouTube channel. I'm your host here, Fareed, and as a part of today's video, I've got a few updates that I want to share with you guys surrounding Cardano as well as Bitcoin. So first things first, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, which has just broken over $30,000. As I'm actually shooting this video, it's currently trading at about $30,170. And so this has been a critical level that we've been fighting through, and we've officially broken over this major level of resistance. Now, after that, I want to briefly talk about Cardano being listed on a Australian exchange, as well as the total amount of Cardano being held by the retail holders. After that, I want to talk to you guys about Aneta BTC, as well as fluid tokens. And then we're going to wrap up today's video by talking about Astarter and their closed testnet, which has officially been announced. Now, if it's your first time stumbling by the channel, my goal here is to provide you guys in the community with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews. If you guys want to support me here on this channel, I do run a stake pool, which is going to be stake pool ticker DAPP. So consider delegating with me if you'd like to earn the Meldon Gens tokens throughout the month of April all the way through May. Without taking up any more time, let's jump straight into our very first update here surrounding Bitcoin breaking over a key level of resistance, which is $30,000. So the last time this occurred was around the May timeline of 2022. And so as many people have been saying, it does appear like the bull market might be back on, given the fact that we've bounced back from our lows of about $16,000. That said, make sure that you guys are using caution here. Make sure not to fall into any FOMO, and always make sure to do your own research. That said, if I quickly jump over into the ADA chart, we will see that ADA is coming up on a key level of resistance as well. So if we take a look here, we can see that right now we are on the 180-day average, and ADA is currently trading at a price of about 39 or so cents. If we can break past this key level of resistance, it looks like ADA will be jumping back up anywhere to around 50 to 60 cents. Again, kind of following in the footsteps of Bitcoin. Now, if you guys aren't aware, what we normally see happen within the space is Bitcoin leads. And as it leads, the dominance for Bitcoin continues to jump up, which it has been doing over the course of the last 2 months. Now, once Bitcoin is done pumping, we see a lot of that liquidity move over into larger cap coins like Ethereum. And then once those tokens pump, or once Ethereum pumps, that then trickles down into altcoins, which means a potential rally for Cardano as well as Cardano native tokens over the course of the next few weeks if Bitcoin can keep up this uptrend. That is going to wrap it up there for my very first update. Next, I want to talk about the fact that Cardano will be getting listed on an Australian marketplace. So it reads here from BTC Markets, exciting news for the ADA or Cardano community. ADA is coming to BTC Markets, which is Australia's award-winning crypto exchange. Moving forward, stay tuned for further updates. Now, I personally have not heard of this marketplace before, but I think that any additional adoption that we can get is great for Cardano. I've also got another quick update here surrounding retail, as well as how much of Cardano they currently hold. Now, you guys may be aware of other blockchains like Solana, which was known for its price action during the bull run, but it was also known for its VC or venture capital adoption. And so there was a lot of VC or a lot of corporate money into Solana. However, Cardano is the complete opposite. So what we have here is going to be a chart from Into the Block, which shows the total amount of Cardano circulating, which right now is about 35 billion tokens. And of that 35 billion, we've got more than 22 billion being held by retail investors. Now, retail investors are going to be regular or average people just like yourself and I purchasing Cardano, or just the regular Cardano community. Again, people that just really believe in this particular token as well as the ecosystem as a whole, as opposed to bigger corporations like Grayscale, which I actually talked about yesterday, which owns more than $500,000 right now of Cardano. So this is really positive news here, given the fact that A lot of other blockchains don't have the same amount of retail adoption. And so I just wanted to point that out there. That is going to wrap it up there for the first updates here surrounding Bitcoin, Cardano, and retail adoption. Next, I want to talk to you guys about Aneta BTC and the fact that we are inching closer and closer to their launch on Cardano's testnet. So this was a tweet that was posted earlier today, and it reads here, Cardano announcement incoming. If I jump over here into the next tab, this is going to be a preview that was just released about 2 or 3 days ago by the Aneta BTC team, giving us a preview of the Cardano testnet. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Aneta BTC, they're going to be a platform allowing for Cardano users to mint Bitcoin. Now, this is going to be wrapped Bitcoin. So what this means is that you will have to actually have Bitcoin on the Bitcoin network, and that will be locked up. And in exchange, they're going to be minting wrapped Bitcoin on Cardano. Now, they've yet to identify exactly what platforms on Cardano will accept their wrapped version of Bitcoin, but I assume that as it gets closer to launching on mainnet, just like we saw with JED, there will be announcements on lending and borrowing protocols and additional dApps on Cardano stating, hey, we will actually be partnering up with Aneta BTC and accepting their CBTC token. Now, as a part of the screenshot here, let me get myself out of the way. What we have is going to be on the left-hand side, our menu. As you guys can see, it looks like they're on the testnet. They've got a bridge page, a dashboard, and a transaction history page to view all of your wrap and unwrap transactions. Right below that, you can get quick access to feedback as well as their documentation. And then they've got all of their socials right down there below. In terms of total value locked, and I would assume that this would be on the Cardano testnet, you can see exactly how much CBTC is currently in circulation with a nice little price history chart here right below. Right below that, you can see on the Bitcoin network exactly what block is currently minted or what block the network is currently on, as well as the Ergo network. Now, as I mentioned before, Aneta BTC will not only be available on Cardano, they've already launched a successful testnet on the Ergo blockchain. To the right of that, we can see exactly how much CBTC has been minted on Cardano. And so as you guys can see, we have 32 right here, which matches with this 32 right here at the very top. Now, to the right of that, we can see the CNETA emissions. So I assume that as we begin to see this platform launch, we'll see the actual CNETA token, which is going to be the native governance token for Aneta BTC, also continue to be traded. So we can keep track here pretty quickly of how much of their token is being emitted. We can also get a glance here of exactly how much is locked into the Aneta BTC treasury. And then we can see the status of the actual bridge in real time. Now, at the very top here, we have two options. The first will allow for us to mint CBTC, which, as I mentioned earlier, will require for you to lock up regular Bitcoin in order to receive that CBTC. Now, if you want to do the opposite, you already own CBTC and you want to redeem your Bitcoin, you can actually go ahead and use the second option here. To the left of that, we can see exactly how much this particular wallet connected to the testnet currently holds in terms of CBTC. Now, if I jump over into the next tab here, what we're going to notice is that they have announced that their smart contracts will be open source. This means that anybody within the community can take a look and exactly see what the team has been building and potentially leverage that to also build a similar platform. Now, if I jump over into the next tab here, they've also got a fully dedicated article here surrounding their Cardano development. So it states here on the Cardano side, our on-chain and off-chain code is complete and can be found here. I've actually opened up this link, and this is going to be a link to their official GitHub repo, which has all of their code stored there. Now, it continues to state, we recently reported that minting CBTC is working smoothly, and we are finalizing the stability of the redeem feature before we launch on our public testnet. After the redeem functionality is stabilized, we will launch our public testnet, which could be as early as next week. Now, this article was actually posted on March 23rd, and we're now on April 10th. And so again, kind of putting two and two together with this recent announcement here stating that there's going to be a huge Cardano announcement incoming. I think that we are on the heels of getting wrapped Bitcoin on Cardano. Let me know what you guys think down below. Now, in closing here of this update surrounding Aneta BTC, the CNETA token, which is going to be the governing token for Aneta BTC, is now being voted upon as to becoming collateral on AADA Finance. If you guys don't know about AADA, they're going to be a decentralized lending and borrowing protocol on Cardano, which has actually seen quite a bit of growth and adoption here over the course of the last 2 weeks. And they're currently peer-to-peer, but they're going to be moving over to peer-to-pool. Now, on their platform, what they want to do is allow users to take their CNETA and use that as collateral in order to request loans. So if you hold the AADA token, make sure to go ahead and check out that governance proposal. And I've actually got a fully dedicated video, which I talked a little bit more in depth about that proposal. Now that is going to take us through the updates there for Aneta BTC. Next, I want to talk to you guys about Fluid Tokens, which is going to be a platform for lending and borrowing for NFT assets, which is currently undergoing their ISPO. So if I share my screen again here, what you're going to see is that we now have the ability to request loans in new tokens. So this includes the WMT token, LQ, Yumi, Society, Cornucopias or Copy, and the Indie token. So if I scroll down just a little bit, it says what's new. Well, they've got new listings for tokens that can be used for lending and borrowing on their platform. And what's particularly exciting is that they've expanded beyond the usual stablecoins and ADA. Now this includes 6 tokens that I've just gone ahead and listed. So in addition to these options, you can also go ahead and request for loans to be in ADA, IUSD, or JED. If you're not familiar with IUSD or JED, they're going to be the top 2 stable coins right now on Cardano. IUSD is going to be a synthetic representation of the US dollar, while JED is going to be an over-collateralized version of the US dollar. Moving into the next update here, I just wanted to kind of mention that Lending Pond, which is going to be a similar platform, has also added options for brand new collateral. So again, it's interesting because both of these platforms are very similar and they're releasing similar updates at almost the same time. So I just wanted to point that out there. I don't think it's a coincidence that the Lending Pond platform has just added support for almost the same exact assets as the same time that Fluid Tokens add support for brand new collateral and loan tokens. The next update surrounding the Fluid Tokens marketplace is going to be the fact that they've now released support for flash loans. If you're not familiar with what a flash loan is, I'm going to break that down here in just a moment, but this is going to put a lot of power back into the lender's hands. And so traditionally, when you're using a platform like Fluid Tokens, you create a borrow request as a borrower, and a lender has to come along and lend their ADA, their JED, their IUSD, or whatever you're requesting over to you. Now, a flash loan is going to be the exact opposite. This will allow for lenders to create their own stipulations, and they'll be able to put that loan offer out there, and a borrower can instantly come along and either accept or deny that offer. Now, if they accept it, since the lender has already put up all the collateral or all of the asset that they want to lend out within a smart contract, the loan will be instantaneous for the borrower. And so as their article reads, lenders on Fluid Tokens can now create offers for specific collections of NFTs. They'll be able to set the loan amount, interest, and time of the loan, and they'll be able to lock up their ADA in Fluid Token smart contracts until a borrower decides that they want to take that offer. Lenders can cancel the offer whenever they want. So again, if you're a lender and you want to lend out your assets and you don't want to wait for a specific loan, you can go ahead and take advantage of this brand new feature. And as soon as a borrower wants to take advantage of your loan request or your loan offer, they can do so instantly. Now, scrolling down a little bit further, we have some of the benefits here of this brand new flash loan feature. So it states here, lenders are now able to set the terms, and therefore they gain back decision power in the DeFi space, while borrowers will now have the ability to get their liquidity in one single click. So again, a pretty cool feature here being implemented by FLDT, or the Fluid Tokens team. Now, in order to celebrate their recent ISPO, having more than 10 million ADA delegated, I just want to talk about this last update here. So it says you can now get 0 fees for borrowers as well as lenders until their ISPO ends. So you can now get a loan on Fluid Tokens at a 0% fee. And you can also join the ISPO to earn the FLDT token. And you'll also be able to get a boost on the ISPO because you're using the application, as well as enjoy using DeFi on Cardano. Now, on top of that, when it comes to their ISPO, they've also announced that they'll be releasing an NFT for their delegators. So it states here, the FLDT pool is offering delegators that delegate at least 500 ADA for 10 epochs or more with an additional reward. Now this is going to come in the form of an NFT called the Jar of Fluid. This particular NFT is going to be a SIP68 standard, which means that it's going to be a dynamic NFT, which means that it'll have some properties associated with it that can change as the NFT is interacted with. Now, in terms of some of the benefits of actually holding this Jar of Fluid NFT, you'll get a boost for the liquidity bootstrapping event. You'll also get a 0 fee option for a single loan payback. However, keep in mind that if you take this option, you will have to burn the NFT. Third, you'll get a boost within their Discord airdrop. And then very lastly, you'll get early access to the peer to treasury functionality. So go ahead and check that out. Again, that's going to be the FLDT ISPO. Now, moving into the last update here, I want to talk to you guys about Astarter, which is going to be a DeFi hub currently building on Cardano, which has recently announced their closed beta testnet. So as you guys can see here, the first round will be beginning on April 11th at 10 a.m. UTC. Now, if I'm not mistaken, they did have a form available to the community if you wanted to go ahead and register for the platform. Now, normally what we see with closed testnets are a period of about 1 to 2 months where users are able to really kind of get their hands onto the platform, report early bugs in order for the team to fix. And then after that process, the testnet usually goes public. So we saw that with Meld, we saw that with FiFi and many other projects. So I'm thinking that the Astarter team will probably go through the same exact process. And as they open that up to the public, I'll make sure to go ahead and let you guys know. And I'll probably have a video detailing exactly how it works. Now, if you've never heard of Astarter before, they're going to be a DeFi infrastructure hub building on Cardano, offering 4 key features. Feature number 1 will be a launchpad. Feature number 2 will be a money market. Feature number 3 will be a DEX, and then feature number 4 will be a tech support service or an Oracle platform. So again, if you guys want to find out more about Astarter, you can go ahead and do so by heading over to astarter.io. That is going to bring us to the end of today's Cardano Scoop, in which we talked about Bitcoin officially breaking over $30,000, Aneta BTC potentially releasing their testnet on Cardano very, very soon, as well as Fluid tokens bringing flash loans and support for new assets. In closing, we talked about Astarter and their closed testnet, which has just been announced, which will be kicking off on April 11th. If you guys enjoyed this video or you found it to be useful, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content just like this, consider subscribing. And if you guys have any questions for me about any of the topics that we talked about today, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.